Welcome, everybody. Another edition of Late Night on Base. Late night somewhere in the world, not where I am. It is midday, but it is late night somewhere, and I do not want to change my name to anything else because it's been a long time since I built this thing. So you are stuck with Late Night on Base. My name is Bill. Welcome, everyone, to another show. We do this Monday through Thursday, noon PST at the same exact time, same exact hour. Consistency matters in this space, and we don't talk just things on base or crypto. We talk things AI. We talk things apps. We talk things tech. And, of course, we talk things about what's happening on chain. So welcome again. I need to hide this ticker. We don't have Pantheon today. We had Pantheon yesterday. And it was a good show. They're doing a new spin on creator coins. So very interesting. Kind of learning about what Zora did wrong and doing their own spin. So I'm excited for them. Man, really good. If you actually didn't watch yesterday's show, it was pretty dope. We had Pantheon and we had Ashton from OpenX AI, and it was a really good episode. I enjoyed it very much. Maybe I'm biased, but I liked it. We had a solid turnout, over 3,000 people tuning in. So shout out to each and every one of you. I consider you all, anyone who watches my show, is a Chad, straight up. That is just what it is. And if you're a female, you are the female equivalent of a Chad, a Chadette, or Stacy. I don't know what they call it. I still don't know. I've asked this question many, many times, but I don't know. Anyways, going to be a dope show today. We got Jordan, my boy Jordan from RYFT, Enter the RYFT on, and we're just going to vibe it up. We were going to have another guest on too. We're going to have a project on ETH mainnet, but I don't know what happened. You live and you learn. Next week, though, I'm pretty excited. So one of the things that's been going on recently is I guess my podcast is in some sort of database, and I'm just getting flooded with all these requests from like non-crypto people, which is cool, which is cool. So we have like a bunch of podcasts lined up with non-crypto people coming up starting next week. And I'm excited for that because literally that's the only way this industry grows, if we bring outsiders in to our world. But Panda, you can identify as a female chat either way. Respect. Absolutely respect. You are a true legend. You are a absolute true legend. Thank you for tuning in. But yeah, so basically we have all these like non-crypto podcasts coming in, requests. Basically, the way it works is I'm on some like database with like, I don't know, podcasters or something, live streamers. And then, these publicists or the PR teams on these companies want to reach out because they want exposure for their projects. So that's cool. That is absolutely really cool to see that the brand is kind of branching out. So stay tuned for some of the non-crypto stuff. Your boy Bill's got to expand. Also, I just got kind of a new camera. I kind of dig it. I look dope. I'm not going to lie. I highly recommend if you're creating content, get a camera. Basically, the built-in cameras on a computer suck. I know that. I've just been pretty lazy. Then you can kind of like adjust the height and stuff. So highly recommend. I probably should adjust this a little lower. It's a little high. I don't know. Anyways, so Jordan will be up in about 15 minutes or so. And yeah, let's just go. We have a streak going, at least 2,000 people a show. Let's do that. Let me actually put this down a little bit. Gotta make sure it's eye level. Come on now. Let's see. Is this better? It works. It works. Anyways, one of the cool things too, we're going to talk about some of the news that just kind of interests me today before we bring up Jordan. And Roblox is one of them where it's just like crazy with the money you can print. But I'm pretty excited because TikTok, I think I've have this idea of creating this like live stream show on TikTok. And I'll tell you guys more about it. But I think if I do that, it's going to slap. To be honest with you, I think it's going to be slapping. And I think there's a good opportunity. Actually, Gary V will say this. I just kind of want to pull it up because I think it's very interesting. Let's see. What did he say? All right. I think if you guys are, building some sort of consumer app or you're building some product, I think you should take his advice kind of serious because I do see the opportunity. All right. Let's see. Gary V basically said, please, my fans, pay attention here. I'm starting to get the DMs and emails from the people that are actually starting to execute and have started to sell on TikTok or eBay or whatnot, and have had real sales and real impact to their bank account, to their side hustle, or to their careers or startups. Please take this post very seriously and understand how important and meaningful the opportunity is. Please share this post with someone you know and save it for yourself when you're ready to finally attack this massive opportunity for many. So let's circle back to Gary V in 2008. This is what he had to say.
The big business idea that's out there right now is the QVC Home Shopping Network internet play. Pay attention to what I'm saying to you. Online video, low production cost, live streaming, Ustream style, slap it on a site, and then affiliate link underneath yourself for the rest of your life. You will make straight cash. Same thing that QVC does. Nothing different. Get people on, let them affiliate with you, live stream it, build up that credibility. You have a $1 billion player. A little charisma and a host or two and straight hustle, hitting it out of the park by putting product after product after product on video, live on the internet, building up that audience, and then just selling it through an affiliate link. It's easier to click and shopping cart than it is actually to even call QVC and place an order bot. It's even a lower cost of entry. Plus, in the beginning, you don't even have to make the business deals yourself because things like Commission Junction and all these things out there have nothing but affiliate links left and right. The big business idea that's out there.
Respect to Gary V. Yeah, this has been on my feed for a little bit. I think he's right, man. I think if you are building something, obviously AI is creating the ability for anyone to literally create whatever the fuck they want. Products, though, say you're using AI to get some sort of leg up on creating actual product and physical goods, because I know a lot of it's software and stuff. But 100%, I think if you can utilize, because again, it's all about distribution and getting people to care. TikTok's a gold mine, man. Everyone, I really want to push TikTok hard in the next 3 to 6 months. First of all, it's untapped, and I'm not talking about putting clips up there. I think it's boring to put clips up there, and I'm starting to experiment. But let's be real, no one really cares about the clips on TikTok. YouTube, yes, discoverable. But TikTok's a gold mine. If you're looking through and you're going through the live thing, you see someone engaging and you're telling a story and you're interested in the product, you're going to probably buy from them just because it's a way of having that extra sense of trust built into the host that's hosting it. So, I think peptides, if you're able to sell peptides, I know it's illegal or whatever. I don't know how that works or even if it's banned, but something like that. You have so many people interested in a product that if you're going on TikTok and you're seeing a real person talk about it, reviewing it, I think it's a gold mine because you just have to click a button. I've never bought anything on a TikTok shop, but the whole concept of live streaming and explaining what you're building and you're selling it's a fascinating thing. And there's so many people, all the attention is now going to TikTok. So we're going to do something similar on Late Night on the Base where I'm not selling you anything, but I have an idea to review people's apps, make it a fun segment, a 30-minute show, maybe 10 to 15-minute show, and do it live. And, basically no holds barred, man. It's either it's trash or it's cash or something like that. But I think the format of TikTok live is an untapped opportunity that everyone who is trying to build something and create something, I think, should utilize. I actually think more people should go on stream and put themselves out there, or at least get somebody on their team to be public facing. Twitter's, I think, monetizing live streams coming soon. That'll be exciting. I think. You can't hide behind like an avatar anymore, in my opinion. Someone on your team has to be public, in my opinion, for you to stand out from the crowd. So if you don't know how to public speak, I'd say start taking lessons, man. Start taking lessons. And so if you guys are in products or something, please try to use TikTok. I'm going to experiment. Thank you, Gary V. This guy, like him or love him or hate him. I mean, this guy's been ahead of the trend for sure. So shout out to you, Gary V. I am going to do that. All right. Jordan will be on in about 15 minutes, but let's look at some other news of the day again. All right. I found this one fucking insane. Check this out. All right. Shout out to we just broke 1,000 people. Shout out to each and every one of you tuning in. Our goal is at least 2,000 a show. I'm telling you, man, I think our show is just kind of like just starting to build momentum. I've only done this for like 2 weeks. Consistency. I think in crypto, especially, be consistent. Whatever you do, good things will happen. I like and appreciate each and every one of you joining in, but this is good. Slowly start building and building and building. You do this 6 months to 12 months, 6 to 12 months, you will get what you want. And hopefully my goal on my show is to host a project that's relatively unknown in the VC world, and then they just get massive funding. And so basically they get discovered on my show, or you come to the show before the VCs come and find you. That is what I want to do on my show. I'm rooting for every single one project that comes on my show to just crush it. VC investment, maybe $50 million market cap project. I don't know. But you come on my show, we want to get you discovered, help distribution, help tell your story in a very professional manner and entertaining too. So anyways, enough about that. Let's talk Roblox. All right. So listen to this. Again, AI is literally printing for people. Owner of the Roblox game, his name is the Bronx 3. He makes millions of years. He has a Rolls Royce in his driveway. People tell him Roblox is just a game, kid's game. He opens up a Roblox studio. Describe what he wants to Claude. Claude writes every line of code. Publishes the game. Roblox pays for every minute player stays. $1 billion paid to 10 creators in 2025. The top 10. I repeat, the top 10 creators on Roblox average $38.5 million. I repeat, $38.5 million each to those who create, the Roblox game. Wow. The barrier is always just a code. Claude just removed it. Bookmark and read this article is below. What the? How? 38 million is what some of these people average. This creator made 31,000. Insane. How is that even possible? I don't even know what Roblox is. I guess Roblox is a game where other people make their games. I don't know exactly, but I guess the game you make is built into the whole game. I don't know. Steel Brainrot, built by a group of young developers in 4 months, hit 25 million concurrent players, set an all-time record on the platform. The barrier that kept most people out, you need to know Lao, Roblox custom programming language. The thing that runs every economy, every upgrade system, every leaderboard. Claude writes Lao, and it's connected directly to Roblox Studio via MCP. One developer built an entire mining tycoon, currency system, shop, rebirth mechanics, data store persistence in 2 hours. Every line of code generated through Claude's zero scripting experience net revenue. So let's look at the guy. Again, you just have an idea. You don't know how to code for shit. You'll never learn. But there comes Claude Code. You tell Claude Code the idea, it does it for you in 2 hours. You're making millions, or at least 40K. Let's look at this one. The guy who built the mining tycoon in 2 hours. All right, so let's see this. So, all right, I built a Roblox game using only AI agents. Here's what happened. He connected Claude Code to Roblox Studio 54 twos. Every line of allow code, every object, every property generated through Claude from his terminal. He never opened the script editor once. Again, for those that don't know Claude Code, you literally don't do shit. You don't need to. It's like it used to be like Cursor would tell you what to write, or I don't know. Cursor actually connected to your terminal. Here, you don't even have to touch your terminal. Nothing. You just tell it, hey, this is what I want, build it. Approve some permissions, boom, boom, boom. It's done. The result, a complete mining tycoon currency system. Okay, in 2 hours. So it shows what Claude handled, what human handled. Claude builds everything that runs the game. You build everything that looks good. The split is actually ideal. The code is the hard part. Claude has it covered. This is good too. Like what people think Roblox is. Most people picture 8-year-olds with blocky avatars. That's not the platform anymore. That's how I envisioned it. That was literally for kids. This is not a kids game anymore. It's a $4.9 billion platform with a creator economy that's crossed $1 billion payout milestone for the first time in history. And 33% of the creators who earn real money on Roblox never took a single computer science class. I would say it's probably higher. It's higher. But the setup that changes everything, Claude Code, Roblox Studio, MCP. I'm telling you, Claude Code is the cheat code in life, man, for building things. But most people aren't aware of like what's possible. And the barrier has always been to be the coding aspect. Now you don't need to code anything. Claude Code does it for you. And I mean, listen, I'm not going to go through all this. But I mean, it's just wild. Roblox pays creators through the creator rewards program, the updated formula rewards. 73% start earning more after the July 2025 update. Why tycoon maps are the highest earners? It's because people are staying there the longest. Highest progress, addiction, loop. The tycoon loop is simple. Players log in, see progress from yesterday, want more. Buy Game Pass to speed it up. Logs in tomorrow to check. The daily return is what drives payout. That progression addiction is what drives spend. Wow. And then to set up the Roblox Studio, one time 20 minutes, literally download some stuff. So basically, the moral of the story is use Claude Code, build a tycoon style system in this game in print. Crazy. Man, if I was not doing streaming or something, I would definitely look into stuff like this. This is just wild to me, but it's super cool. Panda was saying, we worked with the gaming scene in 2021 that pivoted from crypto games to Roblox because it was making them 10x the money. LMAO. That is hilarious. I had no idea. I had no idea that Roblox was this profitable for indie developers. Literally none. Literally none. But it just goes to show you, again, the power of knowing what's out there, the power of AI, utilizing things that the world has not caught up on. Literally, world has not caught up on. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Anyways, without further ado, shout out to the 1,752 people tuning in. I think it's time to bring in Jordan. Jordan! What is up?
Yo. Doing awesome, man. How about you?
Good, man. I'm literally shocked. I saw the news earlier about Roblox. Tell me about it. What was your, how much do you know about Roblox?
Okay, so crazy enough, I've actually had several advisor roles in this space, and I had an advisor role in 2023 with a Roblox team that was trying to integrate on-chain with Roblox and do a bunch of different things, and they were raising $5 million. So at that time is when I learned about the opportunities there. And that was kind of after I did the Polycon 2023 event. If those of you that are Polygon OGs, you would know that I'm the creator of the Polycon series, biggest metaverse events on Polygon. And yeah, so from my experience with the metaverse and all those different things, it kind of translated over to there. And man, I mean, yeah, I got to see all the early alpha of what could potentially happen with Roblox. I'm not surprised what's happening now, and especially with the tools that we have with AI and agentic, tools. Like, yeah, I mean, I actually was going to create a Roblox game in 2024 on Say, like using Say. We're going to create Say pets, and that was before I actually pivoted to building Rift. So yeah, I mean, and I even played some of the games too. Like I played the games, kind of trying to understand the audience, understand like the different gameplay loops. But it's an exciting time. I mean, I think that Roblox is like some people would say that it's kind of like peak at where it's at right now, not even close, because you got all of the different, you got, I think it's about 50% of 13 and under, something like that, play Roblox on like every day, right?
Wow.
Every single day. So if you're taking that translation of the different users, and this is all around the world too, this is not just in the United States too. I mean, like United States is definitely a big demographic for it, but yeah, I mean, they've grown up in the metaverse, they've grown up playing these games, they've grown up with monetization in the metaverse, and that's just going to keep, that trend's going to just keep growing.
What
and expanding.
exactly? What exactly though is Roblox? Because again, like I know people are making their own maps. Is it just like this one large, gigantic world that individually people can make games on top of it? Is that the core thesis, or I don't know?
No, it's kind of like you have the framework, just like with any game engine, like Unreal Engine 5 or like Unity, right? You have the whole game engine, and so you can create any type of experience that you want. And the more I more like to look at is like it's like YouTube for like metaverse worlds. That's pretty much what it's like. Because when you create a world on Roblox, then what ends up happening is it goes onto the feed, and then people can jump in immediately and go play your game, right? Immediately they can jump in once you deploy it. And Roblox gives you all of the tools to be able to make that happen. Now, the other thing with Roblox that's changed too, since I was really heavily like studying it, is that yeah, you do have like generative tools in there, so you can create assets a lot faster. Yeah, you can plug in Claude Code, right, and just go to town, like you just saw with your example. And so, and they're constantly growing that creator economy, constantly growing, the different experiences and everything that people can do. But that's like the most simple thing to say that it is. It's like YouTube for experiences, for like game experiences.
It's
Anyone
crazy.
can create. Anyone.
Yeah.
I mean, you can literally go and create a map right now. And if you have a strong hook, you have a good gameplay loop, you've got enough addictive elements in there. There's also things that help you to support the success of what you do there. Like, you've got marketing firms. Like I've talked to several marketing firms that do specific for Roblox. You have marketing firms that work specifically with like Walmart and huge brands as well, and doing activations in Roblox, because your huge brands, they know that there's a massive audience there,
Yeah.
to capture market share. And so, I mean, anything you can get like think about it, right? Think about the attention span of, the regular everyday people right now. And with a Roblox game, I mean, you can capture their time for 30 minutes a day, an hour a day, hour and a half a day. Man, that's a
Yeah.
crazy funnel.
Yeah, and I think things like Roblox are only going to get stronger and stronger because the AI tools available now, like Claude Code, basically takes away the barrier that prevented most people from building, which is what my monologue was going. You don't need to know the language of how to build anymore. You literally just put in an idea, and it's just kind of like a microcosm of what these tools are designed to do, which is what my show now is all about. AI apps, tech on chain. How do we use the tooling now to create these type of projects. But the more important thing is it's going to be a plethora of builders. The biggest thing is they're going to all need distribution. How do people care about it with this? So with that being said, Jordan, talk to us, man. What is new with Rift? First of all, 2,300 people tuning in live. We are on a streak with over 2,000 people per show for the last 2 weeks. Shout out to each and every one of you.
Let's go. Awesome.
Let's
Thanks
go,
for
baby.
tuning in.
I'm on my TPBN arc, baby. Come on, big sponsor. You want your boys logo on the top. Anyways, talk to us though, Jordan, because this will be on Spotify as well as a podcast itself. You're at
Outstanding.
Why don't you just talk to us, man? What is Rift?
Yeah, so RYFT stands for Rapidly Yielding Future Technologies. That's the acronym for it. And we're innovation and tech lab that kind of figures out, finding different solutions for different problems in our industry, in the on-chain industry. And so that's kind of how we started a little over 2 years ago. And we first kicked off with hybrid NFTs, right? So we were trying to solve the problem of liquidity with NFTs. Like 99% of your NFTs you have in your wallet, they don't have any liquidity backing them, right? It's just straight like floor price, almost like a garage sale, right? You put out the NFT if someone wants it, great. If they don't, then it's not like a token where you actually have an LP pool. And so we developed all kinds of different protocols around that. And then we expanded and worked with different teams. I'm sure many of you know who Driven Labo is. Like we've built some, amazing things with them for fractionalization of collectible cars using our technology, putting gold on chain. We also created a platform where you can take any token from base BSC, ETH, or Polygon and turn it into a hybrid NFT collection, by wrapping it. And you've gotten to experience that technology and see how that works with the different campaigns that we did last year. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the whole reason that we created Rift was to have a foundation where we never had to create another project again. If we had an idea, if we had something that we wanted to bring to the space, we didn't have to, go spin off another project or launch another token or something like that. And so that's ultimately the core thesis of why we have Rift in the first place. And so we pivot if we need to pivot. We change directions. We're strategic. We're very infinite mindset. We want Rift to be here for 15, 20 years, 30 years. And with everything that's been happening with AI, I mean, man, it's been a playground for us, just thinking about everything that we can do with agents, with the different tools, expansion. We've been growing our team. And, a big part of what I'm here to talk about today is our hard pivot that we did in the last 3 months and kind of like how that all transpired and came about.
Okay, let's do that. I want to hear about this hard pivot. And I also want you to touch on how you guys at Rift are utilizing AI in your project, whether it's the agentic agents, whether it's other forms of AI to build Rift. So talk to us about those two things, your pivot and how AI is helping you grow.
Yeah, so we put out a Q1 report for anyone that wants like the detail of some of these, and then we just did a massive AMA with the community too, where you can go and see that it's pinned on our X page, so you can go to @EnterTheRift on X, and you'll be able to see some of that, just dive deeper into that information. But for us, we saw that our platform, our hybrid NFT platform, wasn't getting the traction that we were looking for, right? It was fun, it was exciting. You can take any asset and turn it into like a Minecraft building block or a Lego block, and then build different cultural items, storytelling, world building off of that. And we kind of felt like, hey, we've kind of crossed maybe the threshold of what you call Maya, and Maya is most advanced yet acceptable. It's one of the marketing terms that like big marketing gurus use, and kind of the way that they look at what are we going to push next, for an innovation. And we kind of felt like we kind of hit that wall, and that, maybe we needed to pivot. Maybe we needed to look at other elements, and with our technology, with our hybrid NFT protocol, because we have our entire like custom protocol, right? They can do RWAs, NFT, AI. I mean, it can do all kinds of different things, multidimensional. We found about 100 plus different utilities or use cases that we could do with that technology. But the thing is, you need to focus, right? You need to focus on one particular lane and do it really well, so that then you can, build up the revenue channels, and then, launch other products. And so it was shortly after our token launch, January 30th of this year. Shortly after our token launch, I was talking with Jordan Feinstein of Reply Core. I don't know if you've had him on here yet. I mean, that guy's a brilliant, amazing product that they've built for referrals and other types of things that they're doing over there. But ultimately, I was talking to him about what we could do with our hybrid technology for his referral system, and how we could create, different gamified loops with that. And he thought that was cool. But then I made a side note. I made like a footnote about it. And I said, and then, one thing you can do is you can do OTC, or like peer-to-peer liquidity exchange of, a token by using our hybrid NFTs, right? You can sell it on OpenSea, you can sell it on, and the tokens go with it. Any asset that's inside of this container that we've created, right? The Drift container, it goes with it, right? And he was like, it's like, wait a minute, man. He's like, you can do what? And I was like, yeah, you can, OTC, the tokens, right? Like, so any asset that's inside those hybrid NFTs, they can move. And it's really great because it doesn't hit the chart. There's no slippage. There's no price impact, nothing like that. And he's like, Jordan, but why aren't you building for that? He's like, bro, like that should be your main use case. That should be what you focus on. And to be honest, I mean, I knew that was something that we could do with it, but I didn't see it as like this super attractive thing. Like I was like, oh, I'm a gamer. I come from like the MMORPGs and, things like that. And I thought it was just more exciting to, take assets and combine them and do all this crazy composability. And so I was so focused on that I didn't really explore the opportunities with OTC. And so after that conversation with him, I was like, okay, well, no better time than now to go and see like if this is something that we should do. And so I started researching. Our team started researching. We used AI heavily for this, of course, right? So like we had agents like scouring the internet, looking for all kinds of different things that we could find, not just for OTC and crypto, but also understanding OTC markets and traditional finance. So what we discover is that 80% of all transactions in traditional finance happen OTC or peer-to-peer, right? All of it. And that you've got about $9.2 trillion in just like Forex trading that's happening every single day, OTC. And so we were kind of like, okay, well, that's interesting. All like everything's being tokenized, right? So like all of this is going to come on chain. And so what are our opportunities and what are the pain points right now for OTC on chain? And what does that look like? And so the more that we went down that rabbit hole, we realized that there's no true decentralized OTC channel for crypto assets. And if you are going to do an OTC, you have to work with like the OTC desks, right? Like Binance or Coinbase or other types of places, right? And so and you're kind of like gate caps, right? Like you have to have maybe $50,000 a trade, or you have to have $1 million in your account to use this OTC desk. Like there's not very many options for the little guy or for someone that has lower capital to be able to do an OTC trade, right? And so that was like our big aha moment, right? We're like, wait a sec. If we can create a technology, if we can use our technology to create decentralized OTC, and we can make it so that any token or any asset at any size on any chain could be able to be OTC'd, that's something that we could work on for 2 or 3 or 4 years and still have room to grow, right? And so we, we started building that, right? We started building that, and we were using Claude Code, using agents, using many different, because that's how you scale, right? That's how you scale the ability to, really fine tune and find, those edge cases and the different problems that you have to solve. Because here's the thing, why does decentralized OTC not work, and why have a ton of different projects failed at it in the past? It's because it's very hard to find a counterparty, right? You don't want to be sitting with a trade for, even an hour. You don't even want an hour of, so the way that the old way of doing decentralized OTC, right, is that you would put up a certain amount of the tokens that you want to sell, like on a platform, and then someone would come along and say, okay, I will take that at that price. And that's like, there's just way too much, friction. It takes too long. Some trades can take forever, especially if it's a large block trade. And so that was the first thing that we had to solve. That was the first thing. Like, okay, if we have to go find counterparties, can we do matchmaking with agents? Can we do that legally? Right? And so going down, all those different threads and figuring out, what we could do there. What we discovered is that there are these systems that are already in place that do like fees and arbitrage and different things behind the scenes, and allow us to have more of a actual decentralized liquidity that can be used, right? And that we could use that for OTC, that we could use that whole entire system for OTC that's already doing billions of dollars in trading volume every day. Billions of dollars in trading volume is going through these different types of systems. And then the next thing that we discovered is that this particular DeFi layer is controlled by most of the big liquidity players. And so we could actually democratize that whole entire system and then use that through OTC. So what ends up happening is that we have built a system that's coming to testnet shortly, where you can take any token at any size on any chain and OTC it within 30 seconds or less.
Wow, that is insane. Jordan, let me ask you this, because now that you're building this innovative stuff, actually need to turn this water off real quick. You're building this innovative stuff. You've made this pivot. Now, as a builder in this AI world with a project, you're lucky that you have a strong community. How do you personally feel the next year or so is going to be? Like, how do you expect RYFT to navigate along with other companies in this modern AI world where there's other companies doing crazy good stuff? How do you plan to capture the attention to make sure that your audience, your community knows what you're doing? Is it just focusing on the core crypto community you have, or if you're trying to expand outside? How do you look about this in today's world? Because I think it's interesting to know from a founder, a very successful founder, how you view distribution going forward with your innovation at RYFT.
So I look at it from many different points of view. I do understand that it's, the tech side is the easy part, right? Tech side is the easy part now. Innovation is really the easy part now too. So what you have to do is you have to build in, different incentives, different reward structures, and different ways that you kind of guide and direct a community, but also have a community rally around a narrative, rally around a story, rally around something that's deeper than just the tech and just the money that you can make off of the product itself. And so when it comes to this particular system, we haven't named the system publicly. We call it the ALD right now for short, which is Active Liquidity Demand System. And so with this, we have very, very powerful storytelling and branding that we're putting behind it that also will attract, people that really want to stand for the types of things that we're building. Here's the second thing. You also need to build from a place of thinking like what will other people not do, or they won't go to a certain level because that's not their mentality. So a big part of what we're building with our OTC system is that we actually have um, a positive sum system built in with behaviors for the agents. So here's a big opportunity with agents. Big opportunities because agents don't have emotions. We can actually direct them through mechanism design to have different ways of behaving, right? Different ways of behaving positive sum, more player versus enemy instead of PvP. And so we're building that out into the system. We're making sure we have reputation systems built in, true consequences for not following certain behaviors. When we go on testnet, and maybe a little bit before that, you'll be able to see that there's very different dynamics within our product and the way that we built this, because we didn't just build it from a technological point of view. We built it from a philosophical point of view. We built it from, dare I say, a spiritual point of view, even. Like, we built it from, deeper wells of understanding instead of just, oh, this would be cool to be able to have, right? So yes, we are using the mechanism of OTC, but there's a lot more that is built around it to make it work and to also stand out in a way that it would be very difficult for other teams to want to actually go to doing this type of system, because it's way less extractive than other types of trading systems, and it also benefits all the different parties that are involved. And another thing, and this is important to us too, is you might be thinking, okay, well, what's going to happen with the RYFT token, and how does the RYFT token play into this? Well, we have baked in utility directly into it. If you want to have your agent in our ALD system, if you want to have your agent interacting and being able to get arbitrage and fees and be a part of our OTC, you have to stake a certain amount of RYFT, right? A certain amount of RYFT to access that. And then we also have different fee structures. So the more RYFT that you have, the more those fees, go down. And also, because we are a foundation, we have the RYFT Foundation. We have special privileges on being able to do grants and other types of reward structures that you wouldn't with just a regular company. Like, we do have our operating company, but also our foundation. So what we can do with that is that we're able to legally give rewards from the fees from our platform for our holders and for our stakers. So that's another really exciting thing, that we've implemented into the system.
So basically, you can stand out in the sea of builders by actually giving real value to the community, to holders. Figuring out incentives, I think, is a big thing to separate yourselves from other projects, because again, we live in an attention economy, and the projects that get the attention are going to matter. The projects that don't, you might have the best idea in the world, it's not going to go anywhere, which is the sad, unfortunate truth of just kind of climate we live in. Jordan, we got a very serious question from Panda for you. Please round it off with a Kamehama? What is that?
Talk to us about those two things, and please round it off with a Kamehameha. So Panda's saying a Kamehameha just because so there's a project on Polygon that I launched in 2023 called Sand Pepe. And we did a lot around DBZ. I'm a big DBZ fan. I'm 40, so I grew up during that age and everything. Awesome.
For sure.
So yeah, I've done the Kamehameha like a ton on spaces, and they still to this day I'll still do it sometimes when Panda requests or other people from the Quick Swap or LDA team. But I guess we can do a Kamehameha later. That we'll do.
So shout out to Panda, Quick Swap, shout out to the Quick Swap team. Kind of
I
have to
mean,
wrap this. We have to kind of wrap this up soon, but I wanted to just one more time stress on, you guys. So you
yeah.
made the pivot, and I want you to kind of figure out now. All right, I want you to put your thinking cap on, your imagination. I want you to visualize, manifest. 1 year from now, April 28th, 2027. What's lies ahead for RYFT? What are some of the milestones you guys have achieved or want to achieve 1 year from now?
So 1 year from now, we would be doing about, on average, probably 300 to 400 million in daily volume for OTC on just tokens. Also being able to service, more high risk profile tokens, because one part of our strategy for the beginning of this is that we are focused on very high volume, very well-known tokens and getting those different relationships right now when it comes to OTC and creating these decentralized OTC channels. And so we'll be able to service much more of, the market when it comes to like lower market cap coins. And then the other thing is we will be in a position where, well, I'll say this because we just said it in our AMA. On average, even at 3 million in volume coming through our system, on average, that's about $15,000 to $20,000 in fees coming back into the treasury, right back into the foundation. So it's a very, very powerful, real revenue generation system, right? And then on top of that, the agents within our system make more than us. They make even more off of arbitrage and fees and being able to fill, these different orders, right? So at that time in 2027, a year from now, we'll have probably around 100,000 different agents that are working within the system any given day within the ALD active with any amounts of liquidity. It can be $100, it can be $100,000, it can be $1 million. And so we actually built a system that's cooperative within this. It's not winner take all. It's not like, there's other types of systems like this in the back end of DeFi, and we completely changed the model. We flipped the script. So you're going to see that. Another big thing is our foundation really being a lighthouse for positive sum systems and PVE. That really is the core of who we are. Every single product that we built goes toward that. And so this OTC system also by that time will not just be doing tokens, we'll be doing other types of asset classes. And kind of, we're looking at the full spectrum of all the different assets that can be traded OTC, and especially the RWAs that'll all be coming on chain, as that narrative is being pushed. So, and then just a community of evangelists, a community that's just so excited to be a part of everything that we built and continues to go out and share that with the world, right? In these different opportunities. Because one thing that layer we're democratizing allows you to make money kind of like you would back in like DeFi summer 2021. Because you're at the position of execution of liquidity. It's the most powerful position you can be in DeFi, and we're letting everyone have access through our system.
Love it, man. Love it. Jordan, dude, thanks for coming on the show, man. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. It's always great to talk with you and, have like powwow different ideas and everything like that. Really appreciate it, man. But
absolutely.
I can't wait for everyone to be able to test this. Definitely be watching on our socials, seeing when that is going to drop, because we're meeting with all the different partners, getting everything ready right now. It's a pretty extensive build, but it's going to be well worth it for the entire space.
Well, as I said in the caption earlier in the show, you're one of the most well-respected developers in all of base. So I have no doubt you guys are destined for success. Jordan, dude, thanks again. We'll have this episode put on as a podcast as well on Spotify. We'll have a couple clips made. Our team will tag you in it. If you guys are watching and part of the RYFT community, make sure you share it out, because that's how we grow the channel. And that's how we get more people talking about RYFT. All right, my friend. Appreciate you, dude. Have a good day.
You too, man. All right. Take care, everyone. Thank you. Cheers.
All right, Jordan from RYFT. What a great guy. What a great convo. As you see, he's using AI for his business, for his company. When he pivoted, AI was right there, and he has plans to go even farther utilizing AI in the next year. And as you saw earlier, Roblox is literally making millionaires for people who have no coding experience, but just have an idea. And guess what they're using? They are using AI. So if you guys don't realize, AI is taking over. And it's up to you to use the tools, because if you don't use it, someone else will, and the opportunity is gone. So, guys, appreciate each and every one of you. We had 3,100 people tuning in. I like you all. You guys are all Chads, as we said. And we'll see you guys tomorrow, Monday through Thursday. Literally, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I have a vision. I have a dream. I have a goal. I have my 12, 18-month goal, and I feel the only way to get to where you want to be, gents and ladies, is through consistency and hard work. So find a goal, find a mission, and you too can achieve whatever you want, but it has to be through hard work. So that's what I'm doing as well, along with Jordan, along with everyone else building. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Tune in tomorrow, noon PST. See ya.